The Federal Reserve of the United States has recently issued a statement that addresses the utilization of XRP, and this statement has received a great amount of attention from the media today. According to Senior Vice President David Andelfato of the Federal Reserve Branch in St. Louis, the potential of integrating RippleNet for the purpose of processing payments has been brought to consideration. This information was provided by Andelfato. One particular aspect that has been taken into consideration is the significance of RippleNet's dependence on XRP as a facilitator for these transactions. Should we explicitly cite David Andelfato, it is likely that the Federal Reserve may assign settlement chores to an external entity known as Ripple. This is something that we should keep in mind. If this scenario comes to pass, it implies that the value of XRP will greatly increase, possibly reaching a level of $10,000. This is because the scenario indicates that the value of XRP will increase significantly. In addition, it is of the utmost importance to highlight that this move done by the Federal Reserve is not something that anyone is coming to expect. A few weeks ago, or possibly a month ago, the Federal Reserve made an official statement in which they acknowledged the potential role that XRP and XLM could play in strengthening the blockchain component of their FedNow payment service. The statement was issued in recognition of the fact that these cryptocurrencies already exist. The attention that is currently being paid is being directed toward Ripple, which is well known for its innovative solutions in international payments and its open source platform for financial transactions. It is anticipated that the integration of Ripple's technology into the FedNow payment service will be a significant factor in driving the value of XRP to levels that have never been seen before. This is a prediction that has been made regarding the future of the cryptocurrency. I was wondering how you are doing when it comes to anything and everything that has to do with XRP. The family would be your most dependable source. Before we get started, I would appreciate it if you could give me a good push on the like button, press the subscribe button, and turn on notifications so that you may become a member of our community. Aside from that, once we achieve 60,000 members, we are going to commence the distribution of an extraordinary quantity of XRP. The process of entering the competition is not difficult. All that is required of you is to adhere to these three fundamental policies and processes. As a result, you ought to make certain that you are successful in doing all of that. Through the use of the hashtag MoneySide in the comments area, you will be able to ensure that you have a seat. Let us get straight down to the meat of the conversation that we are having today. As of right now, the primary focus of our attention is on the partnership between Ripple and the Federal Reserve, which was officially announced on the website federalreserve.gov. A report with the title, "The United States Path to Faster Payments Could Be Considered." The first portion of the paper is headed, "The Faster Payment Task Force Approach." And it is within this section that Ripple is acknowledged as a prominent player in the partnership with the Federal Reserve for the aim of developing payment solutions. It is noteworthy that the study makes reference to Ripple's capacity to facilitate international payments in real time. In the past, the completion of international money transfers often takes between 2 and 4 days, and there is very little tracking and transparency surrounding the fees involved. Ripple is a groundbreaking technology since it allows for instantaneous settlement in addition to providing complete information on the current status of payments and fees. As a result of this, we have come to the fact that Ripple and it is possible for members of the audience to pause the presentation and look over the complete documentation that accompanies this. The relationship that Ripple has with central institutions like the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve, and the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority for the aim of enhancing the domestic payment system is discussed in a substantial section of the paper. This is done with the intention of enhancing the system. Another significant aspect of the research is that it mentions Ripple Labs' invention at the fundamental level of payment processing. This innovation focuses on providing a free, real-time settlement infrastructure on a global scale, and it is mentioned in the paper. Ripple's decentralized peer-to-peer settlement structure is going to replace the mechanisms that are now in place for the transfer of cash, and the Federal Reserve intends to adopt and implement it according to the information that has been provided. Once we take a step back and examine the past, we can see that there were early indications that this process was taking place. During a discussion on Fox News that was presented by the Federal Reserve and explored the research of a digital United States, the Ripple logo was prominently displayed about a year ago. The segment was about the exploration of a digital United States. Ripple has also been included on the list of operating in the shadows partners by a number of organizations, including the Federal Reserve Board, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the Bank of International Settlements, BIS. This is a strong indicator of the interest that these organizations have in Ripple's technology. When one explores more into the intriguing world of global banking, it becomes abundantly evident that the Bank of International Settlements, sometimes referred to as the BIS, is accountable for the management of a considerable portion of the wealth that is present in different parts of the world. Noting the fact that Ripple has entered this sector is a significant development that should be taken into consideration. Jess Chan, who is a senior council member at the Frederickshire Board of Governors, is particularly referenced in a statement that we have got from the Department of the Interior. This statement was obtained by us. Jess, who before worked at Ripple as a member of the Deputy General Counsel, is reportedly at the forefront of this campaign, according to the statements that have been made. In this particular instance, there is a great deal to dissect, and everything is strongly connected to one another. Therefore, individuals who are interested in the more nuanced aspects should continue reading. However, that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the situation. What I am about to reveal is something that many of you might find surprising. I am about to reveal it. Not so long ago, the Federal Reserve issued a warning about the prospect of bank losses as a result of rising interest rates and pressures in the real estate market. The warning said that there is a possibility that banks could suffer losses. Since the beginning of March, they have been holding conversations about this topic with a number of partners, which is an intriguing fact to consider. In addition, it would appear that member states of the BRICS group, as well as the European Union, are considering implementing XRP. There have also been suggestions from the European Union that XRP will serve as the basis for the new digital euro, which will govern wealth transfers through the usage of the XRP ledger. This is something that has been suggested. A number of sources, all of which indicate that the value of XRP is set to see a substantial surge, lend credence to this argument and provide support for it. As it gains traction on a global scale, a reputable expert predicts that it will have a short-term increase to $500.50, with the chance of reaching $10,000. As we go with the process of watching the video, it becomes abundantly clear that the narrative that is being told about XRP is experiencing a sudden transformation. We are currently watching the BRICS nations make a decisive choice to develop their central bank digital currency on the XRP ledger in partnership with Ripple. This decision comes after the dispute that surrounded Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission has been resolved. This central bank digital currency is projected to become a crucial worldwide financial tool, according to recent breaking news. The BRICS nations are the driving force behind this virtual currency, which is being developed by the central bank. On top of that, there is evidence that Ripple has a massive network throughout each of the BRICS states, which is something that we are going to study in greater detail. In light of the fact that a great breakthrough has taken place in Brazil, it would be fitting for us to start our journey there. A revolutionary cryptocurrency on-demand liquidity solution has been offered by Brazil. This solution was built in partnership with Ripple. This initiative represents a significant advancement in the development of the financial technology environment in the country, which is an important step forward. Our attention will next go to Russia, which is the next nation on our list. A significant body of data suggests that President Putin has undertaken a strategic move toward diversifying away from the petrodollar and the United States dollar. This transition is expected to take place in the near future. Ripple Labs has undergone significant development as a direct result of SWIFT's decision to ban Russia from its payment system. This decision has resulted in significant advancement, the creation of a central bank digital currency, CBDC, for the Russian Federation through the utilization of the XRP ledger is one of the goals and aims. Furthermore, the objective of this operation is to make use of the decentralized nature of the XRP ledger, in addition to evading the SWIFT restriction that has been imposed. Consequently, this would not only assure that Russia will continue to take part in global finance, but it will also shift the focus to India. We come to the realization that Ripple is at the forefront of yet another significant project